Yay. Sorry, I was moving my little table at the moment. Try not to knock over anything. Let's see how many people would join. I didn't make any announcements because I wasn't sure I was gonna do it. I actually have two phones at the moment, and last time I tried my... Oh, hey, James! So last time I'm trying to do live stream, like vertical live stream on YouTube, I think. It didn't work. So it's working now. That's great. So I was struggling. Okay. So I'm also live streaming on Instagram to see like how things work. It's working now. Good, good, good. So I should be able to see. I'm streaming on the right channel, right? Yeah. Good, good, good. Cause I usually have my second phone set for the my English school. So if I'm streaming to English school, then it's fine. But like that would confuse a lot of people because I have more Japanese followers on like parents and whatnot. So if I'm like start speaking in English and then suddenly like, hey, it's like I have like two different faces, right? So like when I'm like doing the Sherry Berry stuff, it's like towards a people who are native English speakers or people who can communicate in English and interested in hello. So cool, cool, cool. Ah, I'm getting my notification. So hopefully Instagram, usually Instagram people would join very quickly, but is there any, can anybody see? Can see, turn on, okay. Turn off, turn off, turn off. Okay, should be fine. Oh, okay, good, good, good. I wasn't, okay, so Instagram is sending notifications at the moment. So, hey guys, so I'm just gonna wait. I've been doing a lot of like kind of structured live stream these days. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do live stream where I was like, poor, pause due to poor connection. Maybe Instagram is a little choppy. I am using my phone data for both. So hopefully it stays strong enough for both. But I think Instagram is more likely to get disconnected because I'm using my main iPhone's data for both phones, and I just want to test it out, like how strong the connection is. But hi people. Hello. So your family's all good from the landslide back in Matsuyama? Yes. Good morning. So yes, they're fine. It's very, I shouldn't say interesting because some people have died and everything. But it's not so common to have a mountain right in the middle of the city. And my parents kind of live in more the towards the mountainside, the suburb area. And so I wouldn't surprise, well, my parents' house shouldn't be affected by it, like for any sort of like potential landslides, but like town-wide, it's known for like tall mountains. And however, Matsuyama is like a downtown, like a city area. So it's kind of rare to have a mountain in the middle of the city to start with. And then having like landslides like that is very unheard of. And but it seems like people who lives there kind of knew what was happening. They were planning on the city or the prefecture was already planning on like doing some construction work. Um, but yeah, so the heavy rain kind of won in the way, so they yeah, maybe Instagram is not working. Oh. I think my. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. One more time. Okay. So I know the reason why Instagram dropped out. But there's nothing I can do. Couldn't believe how big Matsuyama actually was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Matsuyama is very big enough, I think. Okay, I don't know Instagram, but I can focus on YouTube at the moment, I guess. Yeah, Instagram was kind of my test. So kind of tells me that I can't do 2 live streams at the time using my phone's data. I could technically. Oh well. But the whole screen's kind of froze. Oh, maybe we're back. Your Instagram one was frozen. Yeah, you were watching both. But yeah, Instagram is kind of my. It's working now. It's working now. Oh, I see you on the Instagram as well. Uh, it was very impressive looking down on the city night view from the castle ground. Yeah, so like the castle mountain, that's that's the one that got the landslide. So I think the north side of the castle mountain. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. But yeah, that's something that I like nobody kind of assumed that would happen. But so Instagram people, if I lost you, that can happen because I'm using one phone's data for both phones and I'm streaming on both Instagram and YouTube at the same time for a test. So go to YouTube. I might lose you. So if I lose you, go to YouTube. So how's your day going? Well, Japan had a 3-day holiday this weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are off. And if I remember correctly, today, Monday, is a sea day. Sea day, sea holiday. They have like sea holiday and mountain holiday, and I have no idea why. But well, I think long time ago it was supposed to be like, from this date the beach is officially open, so it's warm enough so people can like, go to the go to this beach. But it's been very very hot the past, I don't know, decade. So even before the sea day, people would go to the beach and swim because that's pretty much the only time that you can actually enjoy swimming when you get into like August. It's too hot even to even go out. Do you watch anime? No, I don't. I do not watch anime. I rewatch ones that I've had watched when I was little, but I don't think I have ever watched any anime since I became adult. Nothing to oppose to that, but I didn't really grow up in the household that was filled with manga or anime to begin with. The typical one was like Pokemon, or my mom is actually very not otaku level, but she likes anime and she likes manga. But do you know Goku? I only know the name. Dragon Ball is my mom's generation. So in my generation, we it wasn't really a thing. So if it was very popular in school, yeah, I probably have watched it. My generation is Pokemon generation. So when I was in like 5 or 6, then we all started watching like Pokemon. So yeah, not every Japanese person watches anime. No, I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a group of Japanese people, I would say like half of them no. Like not just like it's not they love anime or not. It's just like they watch regularly. Ninja Turtles is not, I think, Japanese. I only heard the name of Ninja Turtles in the States. So I don't think that's Japan anime. I might be wrong, but Ash. Yeah, I learned all that, like different characters' name and all that, like difference between like Japanese theme song and then American theme song when I was in the States, because there was like there were a few people just assume that like all Japanese people know anime, so they get excited to see like any Asian people and I ask her like, "Are you Japanese?" And then like when you say yes, they just like start talking about anime. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, sorry, I do not watch anime. And then they get embarrassed and like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just assumed, right? So yeah. Like one time, one of my friends was like, after like knowing that like I don't watch anime, he was like, so I know that you don't watch anime, but like I'm into this anime. I can't remember what. I'm into this anime, and can you um watch the subtitle and like English subtitle and also hear Japanese and then tell me how much it's accurate. It was pretty accurate. So I was very impressed. But Pokemon was my generation also. Oh, James, you're 31. Then we are the same age. So we are in the same generation. We call it Tame. So we are Tame. Tame means same age. It's a casual Japanese, so you can't use in a work environment. You can say like, "Oh, you are Tame." No, you can't say that. Like, well, more like we are Tame, but that's like friends conversation. So yeah, I know Instagram is keep dropping. Sorry. So if find it hard to watch, then you can go over to my YouTube channel. I'm basically streaming the same thing. I just wanted to see how things work. So, a majority of Nippon citizens are mobile phone zombies playing game, watching TikTok, IGVs, and live. That is very true. But this is one thing that I learned since I moved to Tokyo. That because I'm not used to all the like, station names and hi Al, and things like that. So I try to pay attention when I'm on the train, like where I'm going and things like that, right? And then so on that train they have the digital commercial along the like along like kind of like along the wall, but like it's very close to the ceiling, so it's like the top of the wall. So and so like I'm just like looking at it, right? But then that means like you're kind of like when you're sitting down, you're kind of looking up to the person who is standing in front of you. So I try to like focus only on that the commercial or the like saying like next station is this, right? So that like I don't look like I'm staring at a particular person, because that can cause a problem depending on the person's mood. And so I have seen happening to other people that like people just like, just staring at them just piss them off, and then they're like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's the problem? Right? And so like if you are like a very muscular guy, maybe you can like punch them. Like, don't do that. Don't really do that. But like in Japan, even if self-defense, if you punch other people, um you get you get caught. So yeah, don't punch anyone, even if to protect yourself. But uh, do you Twitch stream also? Yes, I do. For Twitch, I usually do a Saturday morning around 8 a.m. I will do a like a study ones. So it's called silent study, but somebody pointed out it's a very good point that like, yeah, I thought it was like a silent study, and then you were talking for 10 minutes. So like, yep, that's what I do. Because like at first I wanted to do like a quiet study, but then I realized like if I do quiet study, I probably talk it through. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do silent study to like keep in mind. It's just for me, keep in mind like it's supposed to be a study stream. Don't talk, Sherry. Yeah, so that's like for my reminder. So, all skanky. You could punch a yakuza. Don't do that. If you go to a what is it called, the Sanja festival, you can see the true yakuza people. It's actually awesome. They are very nice though. It kind of became almost like a tourist attraction where people just like normal like regular people, citizens, just go up to yakuza people, and then like they're like welcoming those normal people, and then like taking pictures together. But so they are not like, as long as you don't sneak around, they just like go straight forward and say like, hey, can I take a picture with you, right? Like be a very polite person and ask for it, and then they will either say like, sorry, we can't, or they would say like, let's we can do that either way. But they are very nice. Is there still any parade in Tokyo Disneyland? I have no idea. I think so. If you're referring to yesterday, 2 days ago, photos, Insta stories, I did not go to Disneyland. I should have been more clear, because like then people were like, what, right? But that looks like Disney. It is Disney, but it is not Disneyland nor Disney Sea. It's just around that area. The station is the Disneyland station, but it's Maihama Station. But we didn't pay to go in. We didn't line up for anything. We went into a shopping mall that's kind of attached to Disneyland and Sea, but it's still like far enough so that I could only see a tip of the Cinderella castle. So that's it. But well, like I have watched most of Disney just because, but I'm not like the huge Disney fan or know all the stories or characters or anything like that. Like I probably know more Disney compared to anime. So, but yeah, so but still, like, so for me, it was like very, I don't know, it was already like Disney. Disney. I have never been to Disneyland, by the way. I have been to Disney Sea. Um, I went with my mom when I was in high school, and so I couldn't go both, because like you need one day for Disneyland and one day for Disney Sea, right? So I couldn't go both, so I had to choose one. And then I asked my friends who are like coming, like who are living around Tokyo. And then they're like, well, Disneyland is more like a princess and then like for little kids. And so for you, and especially it's not like you have particular favorites, then it's, I think you can enjoy Disney Sea more. And I was like, okay, I will take Disney Sea. And then I went. It was very fun. I think I went to like a very weird timing, so it wasn't crowded. Like it wasn't crowded like now. Like now you have to, I think you have to get a ticket online. Otherwise you won't be able to get in. And then even you have a ticket, you there's a long line to the entrance, right? So yeah, but like it's in Chiba, right? Even though it says Tokyo, this Tokyo Disneyland, Tokyo, whatever. Um, but it's very close actually. This time we drove. Last time well, that was like right before I came to Tokyo, and I wanted to go to IKEA. And there's a station called Funabashi. Funabashi is right beside IKEA, like a big IKEA. And so I decided to go, and I did take a rapid train, but like it takes about like 25 minutes from Tokyo Station. And then like you're already in like deep in Chiba, right? And so between Tokyo Station and Funabashi there is the station Maihama. That's the Disneyland station. So I saw many high school students after school that they they're just like dressed in their school uniform. Then they get off at the Maihama station to just like swing by Disneyland after school. So that's like us going to karaoke after school. So that was kind of shocking. I was like, oh, this is the life that they have in Tokyo or Chiba. So if you want to go to like deep into Chiba, Chiba is very big. So deep into Chiba, probably it's a little, um, you know, a little far. It takes a little while, but um, so again, Instagram people, if you find it very difficult to watch because it's disconnecting very often, I recommend going over to YouTube channel because I'm streaming in both, and then I just learned this is the first try, so forgive me. And I learned that I should just pick one and I stream there, otherwise the data is not stable enough. So I just wanted to see if I can do that. So anyway, I don't think I have any more Disney story though. I had a student who goes to Disneyland or Sea, can't remember which, every year, but my family wasn't like that. So anyway, any questions? Disney Sea World. Do you oh wow. Do you look at YouTube analytics? Would you be interested to know what percentage of your viewers are male, female, where from, etc.? I at least know like the percentage, I think, of the gender and then where they're from. I think my top was, I think, the US. I think US top and Canada. Japan is like third or something. I'm pretty sure. Gender wise, I haven't heard, like, I haven't talked to as any YouTuber saying like, oh, I have more female viewers than male. Because overall, YouTube users, viewers, there are lot more male than female. So it just like slight difference, right, between the creators that they have. How about Kamakura? Ah, yeah, that's on my bucket list. I want to go to Kamakura next. I went to Yokohama though. But yeah, so I do look at it sometimes, but I'm not really picky. The reason is because I am very competitive. So when it comes to numbers, so I get very frustrated when I look at the numbers. So I try not to look, if that make any sense. Like I am very good at like reading data, and because I can read, I try to like analyze it on my own, and that becomes a stressful source. And that was like part of the reason why I was like during COVID, I was like, you know what? I don't need any more stress that I have right now. And I just like kind of paused the whole social media thing, and I don't want to do that anymore since like I'm finally back. So yeah. But yeah, so since Al asked about Kamakura, I did go to Yokohama for the first time, and it was kind of funny because I don't normally watch Japanese drama, but there's like a few movies or TV series that I found on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I forgot. And so I was like, "Ah, I'm just gonna watch these, right?" And then both of them had Yokohama in it. That was after I went to Yokohama. I was like, "Oh, it looks like Yokohama." Because otherwise I wouldn't know like where they are talking about, where they're like taking the whole shoot and everything. So I was like, "Oh, I saw that one. Like I know exactly where." So that was very fun. So, but yeah, I went to Yokohama briefly. I did a little bit of shopping. Did we eat? I think we had dinner. We didn't eat anything like a Yokohama food or anything, but we had dinner there. We actually went all the way to Hayama Beach. Um, I did the live stream there. Uh, I'm like doing the live streaming on Instagram maybe like 7 times now. But I don't know, like, doing live on live Instagram so many times and giving notifications to so many people so many times is a good thing or a bad thing. I will know after the live stream. If I lose so many followers on Instagram, that means like I annoy them. But is Japan heat wave over right now? I don't know. Like, I think it's going to come soon. That's my take. Because summer just started, right? Summer hasn't hit Japan yet. It has been very hot. The past 3 days, thank God, it was kind of cloudy the whole weekend. It didn't rain much in Tokyo. It rained in Matsuyama, sure, but here not much rain, so it was cool, and it's easy for us to walk around and do stuff. So that's why I was able to go to Disney. And yeah, so like if you wanted to go out and do something, like go to the zoo or something, I think it was very easy to do so, weather-wise. But there was like a few days that were like very humid and hot, but it wasn't too bad. Well, for me, it was like, oh, it's getting hotter. But then everybody else was like, yeah, this is nothing in Tokyo, right? So I'm a little bit afraid of Tokyo heat because, like, I know the temperature will get to like 38, 39, maybe close to 40. And if it's dry air, that's fine. But like with the humidity, yeah, not so great. I just realized that I didn't turn, yeah, I didn't do that. Sorry. I forgot to. Oop, we're fine. Okay, I forgot to turn on the do not disturb. So if somebody call me now and I'm dead, because that'll cut off the live stream, so. Yeah, live stream, like if you have a pretty face, yeah, it's a blood sport in Japanese social media, women on social media, and one YouTuber stream pulled 70,000 yen just walking around Tokyo. It was just crazy. Yeah, like if you have a pretty face, I guess that's not too difficult to pull 70,000 yen. But like if you count 70,000 yen, that means she's only getting a half. YouTube takes half. And it's even worse if the person who is sending money is using iPhone, because Apple takes some as well. So it's just penny though. But hello, where are you from? I am originally from Ehime. Ehime is in Shikoku Island. And yeah. Yes. I thought there was more, but I was like, I only have one hometown. I grew up in Ehime. I was born in Ehime. So I was melting in July, but it's the same humidity as Hawaii. Ooh, really? When I was in Hawaii, I thought Hawaii was kind of dry. I thought it would be very humid like Japan, because it's like a little island, right? And surrounded by the ocean. So yeah, so I thought. But even during summer, like when I was standing in the shade, it was like, and then when you feel the breeze, and it was like kind of chilly. But maybe it's not anymore. I miss Hawaii. What's your favorite country? I have only been to the States. So I liked States when I was there, but I was there as a student. As an adult, learning about taxes and health insurance and all that kind of thing, I prefer Japan. Yeah, living in the US as an adult is very tough. So Hawaii is 80%. 80%? What? Ah, Chichi, thank you so much. Sending massive hugs. Thank you. Air hug. Thank you so much. Top 3 additional languages you'd love to be fluent in. So I wouldn't count Japanese and English then. 3. Top 3. That's a big one. I was doing a little bit of Duolingo for French because my host sister from Austria has a boyfriend from Belgium, and then when they visited me last year, my host sister wasn't that fluent before, but because of her boyfriend, she was able to speak very well. And so I was like, oh, I want to be able to understand their conversation. So I started Duolingo a little bit, and then I kind of paused. like a normal person. So yeah, French probably. Before I was studying a little bit of German because, well, my whole sister, for example, she is from Austria, as I said, so her native tongue is actually German. So, and then I happen to have many German friends for some reason. So I was like, well, I was exposed to German a lot more before French. So I was like, ah, maybe. And the French is very difficult. Like, German, there are a few words that even you don't speak German, you can understand if you have English knowledge, right? So, yeah. The third, I'll come back to it. I can't think of any other language that I want to be fluent in. So, I visited Japan with family last April. Loved Nagoya vibe. Nagoya vibes. Nagoya, have I been to Nagoya? I don't think so. I don't know anyone from Nagoya. Yeah, I have no idea. But, Ehime. Yeah, Ehime, because it has hime in it, like there are so many things that has hime, I'm pretty sure. Like I know like one rice might have like hime in it. Hime brand. Yeah. Oh, 3 a.m. for me. Time to fall on the bed. Yep. Oyasumi nasai. Oyasumi. Oh, I used to live in Nagoya. There's not much there. Nagoya has like a Karuizawa or Nasu, I think, and those are famous for a like second holiday houses for people in like rich people in Tokyo because it's cooler in summer. So like to not to live, but like to go on a holiday kind of thing. If you live in Japan and know how to speak Nippon, Nihongo, Chinese, and other Asian countries, you will be golden here when speaking to locals here in Japan. Yeah, like if you want to be like how can I say, like a tour guide or something, or work in the shop or something, yeah, being able to speak all the Asian languages maybe convenient, come in handy, but I don't know. I've tried practicing Chinese once, and my college roommate was Chinese, so she was trying to help me. But Chinese has like even for like single vowel like ah, there are like 5 different ways to say the single ah, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I know, like when it comes to writing and reading, like they use kanji, so I know it might be a lot easier for us Japanese people to learn Chinese compared to those like um Western countries people to learn Chinese, but yeah, speaking is very difficult. So, whereas Korean, is supposed to be very simple and easy for Japanese people to learn. Because Japanese has more sounds compared to Korean. So Korean people struggle with learning Japanese because there are sounds that they are not used to, and so they can't pronounce it right. So it's same thing. The Japanese people try to learn Chinese, but for us Japanese people, we just we pretty much can pronounce all the sounds that they produce. So not much difficulty, but the whole reading and writing system is different. They don't use kanji unless it's people's names. I actually had a Korean friend back in college, and so I asked her because I heard that the Korean do use kanji sometimes. So I was like, can you you know, can you can you read kanji? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay, so where do you use kanji? And it's like, only people's names. So I think she showed me her like passport or something. So I do have a kanji name, which I don't normally use. So yeah, so yeah. Question: if you didn't go into your current career, what would have been your second choice? Good question. Good question. Could have been many. I am doing my job because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. So as you know what, I'm just gonna do everything that I want to do, right? So, but what do I wanted to do? But definitely, like I'm more I like science, and my first choice my first choice was to go into biology in college. So, maybe something related to science. I don't know if it's like it's gonna be scientist or like I'm not sure, but like I like using data. I like chemistry, right? And I was good at it in high school. So, which means if I hadn't gone study abroad and then fell in love in America, living overseas, I mean, America was good, but I only know America, so I can't compare to Europe or any other places. So if I had gone other places, I might like that better. But do you like India? I have no idea. I've only been to America, as I said. So I can't really choose a country like, oh, I like this country better. That's something that like people who have been to multiple countries before, right? So yeah. So I guess that's what I might choose as a career. My brother kind of followed in the same following that direction. He has a master degrees in biology, but he made a good point that in Japan, having a doctorate is basically a career suicide. So not so many people want to pursue doctorate. I just didn't. Um, and having a biology degree doesn't really help either because if you measure in engineering or chemistry, and yes, Norm is here. Hi, Norm. uh, yeah. So if it's like a chemistry and then you could go to like pharmaceutical like side of thing industry, or you can go like makeup industry, things like that. There are so many choices, but um but biology, my brother kind of struggled to find a career in Japan. So yeah. Is K-pop or K-pop drama popular in Japan? I think so. Like K-pop makeup, even music. Norm, Norm is in Instagram. He just popped in, so he's on the Instagram. So Instagram people, there's a possibility that I drop, like I disconnect. So if you want to keep watching, you have to jump over to YouTube side. It's a bad idea that I'm trying to share my phone data with and divide it into two. Insta wasn't working for you? Yeah, Insta is not so great. Yeah, because Insta is like phone that I'm using for Instagram. I'm borrowing data from my main phone, which is streaming to YouTube. So yeah, it's very unstable. I had to restart like maybe at least 5 times. So don't worry. But yeah, like I have been doing a lot of things, I think. 3 days ago on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. I think Saturday was the only time that I committed. I had to commit. I committed to stay in my house the entire day because I have been going out for small shopping, like I need to get some like garbage bags, or I need to buy some hair product or something like that, and then I just like had to go out and then get something. So I don't do like, crazy shopping or like go eat out or anything like that. But I kind of I kind of had to go out. I found a reason. I was like, oh, I go out. And but it has been very fun. However, I was like, I should probably calm down a little, tone it down, and I should probably find a time, like find a day that I won't do much, and maybe, watch Netflix, or try not to do a lot of work either. So, because like I have to maintain my health as well, right? And like if you're doing like go 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 go, because I usually work Monday to Friday, and then I don't have no self control when it comes to work, because I like working and I like doing research and I like making things. And so I was like, oh, I can do that, I can do that, I can do this, right? Back in Ehime, it was a little, it was calmer because my day started around 10, and then I do like, I have like a very slow morning, and then I actually start doing my work around like 3 4 p.m. and until midnight. Then I go to bed, right? So, well, like I'm only working for like maybe 10 hours a day. But since I moved to Tokyo, everything kind of like shifted to morning, but my English school doesn't start until 4. So which means I don't teach anymore. But which means I wake up around like 7, and then I start working around 9, and then from 9 to 5 or 6 I'm working, and then I have a quick dinner, only 10 hours, yeah. And I eat quick dinner, and then I start doing my own, like, making thumbnail, or like coming up with like next live stream, or I want to do some other stuff. And then my staff in Ehime would be like, oh, hey, I need help with this, or parents call me, and then like I have to talk to them, and and the school closes around 10 p.m. So around until that time, I'm trying to like, I'm not on to them, but I kind of have to be available. And so yeah, and then I go to bed around midnight, and then I wake up at 7 again, and I do that for all weekdays. And then normally on weekends it was like day off before, but now I was like, oh, I can go there, I should go there, and I will do like live stream, because like I'm doing live stream, like study live stream on Saturday morning from 8 a.m. So that forced me to wake up early in the morning, right? And so I do that, and then I do like cleaning and then those kind of things after that. And on Sunday, I'm trying to like squeeze a more like active live stream, where I go somewhere. Like last week I went to the beach, and this week was like kind of gloomy day, so like I decided to do like a little art craft DIY kind of live stream, but that's something I want to keep it going, and I have no idea I'm gonna do next week. If there's any places that you want me to go, please let me know. I might hit those places. Do you plan to open school in Tokyo? Yes. Do you open English language school or different type of school? That's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think I would open a physical school in Tokyo because online is a thing now. So I might do online school because then I don't have to spend much money. So give you a perspective. This is considered to be, I'm not saying like this is a cram school or this is like a Kaiwa school or anything like that. I'll give you the perspective that if you want to run like a restaurant or cafe that involves food or drink, then it'll cost even more. However, let's think of something that are very simple. Like you just need a place. You just need to rent out a space, and you need to hire like maybe 1 or 2 staff. Then you can roughly think of like how much you need per month, right? Like rent. So like in Tokyo, good places like maybe 30,000 yen per month, even a little bit more, plus utility, and then plus you need a full-time workers. That when it comes to workers, as long as you're hiring a Japanese person, it shouldn't be that expensive, but still, right? And then you might need a few part-time workers, and times, and then now you have like a rough estimate, right? So let's say if you only need 30, 60, 70, I would say around like 70,000 yen per month to run a business. Times 24 months. I don't have anything. Anyway, so times 20, yeah, I was like looking for a calculator, but I don't. So 70,000 yen, 700,000 yen, not 70,000 yen. 700,000 yen times 24 months, that's 2 years. Then I will say that's the estimate that you need before starting a business. Because in the beginning, you need to make some deposit, you need to pay extra, and you don't have enough customers, so you are in the red, very red. And that's gonna drag on at least a year. And the second year, it'll be better if you can start making profit every month, but that won't cover the red from the previous year, so it costs a lot. So if you can think of like doing any business online, then I would say that might be the best bet. Or like, of course, there are some businesses that you can't do online, but still. So, Chris, thank you. You also converted. Thank you so much. The company I'm attached to helps people here in Japan looking for places to live in the Tokyo area. A company to ward office, DMV, banks, and so forth. Okay. Cool. Yeah, finding an apartment in Tokyo is very painful. Very painful. Um, what could be the most difficult thing? The difficult thing is that the only way that you can find an apartment is using an app. So like the I guess one of the biggest one is called Sumo, the green little fuzzy bulb dude. Uh, you'll see when you Google Sumo. I think it's like SUUMO. Otherwise, it's Sumo, right? So SUUMO to use. Um, you type it in, like which area. Hi. Which area you want to live in, which how much money you're willing to pay, yada yada yada, and then you get the whole list, right? And then you get the whole list, and you find a few good ones, and you're trying to contact the agency, right? And then they say that, oh, sorry, we just gotten like this place just gotten the offer, so we can't provide this to you. But we have give me 1 second. Uh, but and then they will say like, please come to my office, we have better ones for you. And then you go, and then they provide a bunch of other apartments that you were not even interested in. And then you spend like 2-3 hours there. Maybe you take a look, one or two, and then you cave, and you get into the ones like so okay. And that's something you don't want to do. So if you don't want to do that, you have to hit multiple real estate agency, and I'm right out of the coffee. And it's very tiring. So we help foreigners who can't speak Japanese, and my boss in a real estate agent, and your criteria has to look for a place to live in Tokyo. I mean, like if you're willing to live outside of Yamanote line, it's not too difficult, but it's very inconvenient to live outside of Yamanote line, because well, if you have an odd job, like has like a weird work hours that like you start from like afternoon or something, then maybe you're fine. But if you are working like 9 to 5 job or something, and let's say you are living in one station outside of Yamanote line, right? So which means you have to get on a whatever the line is to get into Yamanote line. And you think it's like 2 minute ride, right? But what happens is that everyone who lives around there wants to get on this one train, which means you can't even get into kaisatsu, the gate, or the platform. So there's a line outside of the train station to get into the station itself. Surprising, right? And once you get in, have you ever seen the video where there are so many people packed in a small car, and then the train staff is like pushing them in? That's every morning. And so I had a friend who is like really tiny, And she said that, like, I have never experienced that. And then she was like, yeah, you don't want to, because that what's gonna happen is that you will be squeezed in, and then you like almost, she was like, I was pretty much up in the air because like she was like pretty much sandwiched from both directions, and then she was like lifted up. So that's something that you don't want to explain. So experience. And that seems to be the case if you live outside of Yamanote line. Question. You're working non-stop, being Tokyo. Now you're adding extra to the whole pot. Do you think you will have time for some holiday, and where would you go if you could? Well, a very nice friend of mine kind of noticed that this past 3 day holiday, and she called off. It was very spontaneous, but she had a plan. She had a plan, but she's also a really busy person. But she wrapped up whatever she was doing on that day, and she called me and it's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm trying to set up a camera for tomorrow's live stream, right?" And then she was like, "Okay, like, well, I was wondering, I have a car for the day, and I thought that I would need more time, but I apparently don't. And so I was driving to your house now. Do you want to go somewhere?" It's like, sure, I don't have anything planned. And she was like, well, it's 3 day holiday, but like, I just realized that, like, we talked about what you were doing over the weekend, and the only thing that you mentioned was somewhat related to work. And you have to have some fun, like at least one day. It's like, thank you, friend, right? And so she picked me up, and then that's when we went to the Disney. So I yeah, so I think that's one of the good thing to live in Tokyo, that you can do such thing, that like this time we just happened to have a car. So we drove there. But we also have trains. So we could just hop on a train and go out of Tokyo. We could go to the north, we could go to the south. We can easily go to almost all the places. And that day, it was like already 3 p.m. when she called. And she picked me up around 3:30. And from there, we were trying to like figure out where to go. And then by the time we decided on Disney, I think it was like all like close to 4 p.m. But we almost had like a whole day there. Do you still have your car? Yes, I do. My mom is driving it. Well, that was the whole plan. So when you want to purchase a car in Japan, especially a brand new car, and yeah, you could buy the car in cash up front, like if you pay the whole thing. Um, that's possible, but as a business owner, it's better for me to keep the cash and pay monthly fee. So I get a loan, right? But my mom is how can I say, is part of the company. Well, my brother is also. So I just bought the car under company's name, so anyone can drive. So it's a company car. So in that case, I could, well, it's not like shifting the ownership because the owner is the company itself, right? So everyone who is older than me can drive. It's an insurance thing. My little brother, he doesn't like driving a car, so he never wants to, so it's fine. But I guess that's the benefit of buying a car under corporation, because it's a loan thing, and so you can't sell your car when you still have a loan. You have to pay what you owe to the loan company, then you are able to sell. But like I talked to the car dealer so many times to make sure everything's fine, like everything is under control. Because I knew that when I was getting to this like 5 year contract, that there is no way that I was staying 5 more years in Ehime. So and then my mom's car was a wreck. So she bought a used car like 15 years ago. And so at that time, the car was already like 10 years old. So yeah, it could break down any moment. And yeah, it's Japan, so you have to pay like $1,000 for the car in like official legal car inspection every other year. It's ridiculous, but that's the law, right? So it's not like it's not like something that happens in the US, like you just drive in like very old car and and then it just dies. That never happened, but still it was getting older and older. And so yeah, that's how I arranged it, so that I could just like give the car. I'm still paying for it. So I'm paying. So I was like telling my mom, was like, well, you complained that like your daughter doesn't do anything for you, but like I'm basically, I bought you a car. So if anybody asks your daughter do anything for you, like say that. But anyway. What car do you have these days, if you don't mind me asking? If yeah, I am a car lover. It's nothing special. So that was like that was right after or in the middle of the COVID. So they didn't have any parts. So they gave me the catalog saying like, okay, so we only have two choices, this or this. That's the cars that we can make. I bought Toyota, but only two choices, and I forgot the other one. And so, and then my mom can only drive a compact car. She prefers K car, but K car is not really my choice. And I was about to, like, I was planning on driving that car for like at least a year. So I was like, well, I'll pick one, whatever I like, because I'm paying for it. But it's not my favorite type. My favorite type of car is sedan. So I would go for like I'm not a Crown person. I wanted a Camry. There we go. If you're a car lover and if you like Japanese car, I wanted to get myself a Camry. But I traded for coming to Tokyo. Because if I get a Camry just because I want to drive it for a year, one, it's expensive, and two, my mom can't drive it. And tax on it is more expensive than having a compact car. So I just went into, I think it was called like Paso or something. Yeah. So it's really nothing car. So I don't drive, but I would get a driving license just to experience a K car. I don't personally recommend K car because K car is very small. Uh, Camry is not really a sports car. No, I don't think so. Camry is like a regular sedan. Good night. But yeah, so I like sedan. So like,
your device is offline.
ooh.
Swipe down from the top of your screen.
Hold on, give me one moment.
Reload the settings.
I didn't call her. I should probably unplug every time. Yeah. Da, da, da. You used to have a Toyota Passo? Really? Wow, that's surprising. In Tokyo, you have to prove that you have a parking place for a car. K-car is good for that. It's not just Tokyo. It's all over Japan, even Ehime. You have to have a parking spot because you can't park in the on the street, except for K-car for like a little town like my parents used to live. K-car doesn't really count as a car for some reason, and then just you don't really need to get a place for it. So usually, well, not usually, you have to report to the police station, and then the police would come and take a look and sometimes measure it. Uh, yeah. So the reason why I'm not recommending a K car, is because they are kind of cheaply made. Well, it's K car, right? And like K means not like K. It's a K means it's light. So when you get into a car accident, you get the damage. And K car is usually short. And so when you crash into something, when you have like a sedan, like a long front, then the long front will be like a cushion. So you'll be fine. But if you a K car is like just little bit in the front, so you get the damage directly when you hit something. Um, so yeah, K car, yeah, compact, good for driving on the very narrow roads. But if you're thinking of like driving on a highway or something, I don't recommend getting a K car. I don't like driving a K car on a highway. So yeah, so like depending on your like where do you drive? Like you drive like you do like city drive, and then maybe K car is fine. Like, but if you're thinking of like long distance, or like if you are doing also the efficiency, the gasoline efficiency is not really good. K car is very bad. So anyway, so I don't know. I don't really know what's happening to Instagram. I'm like reconnecting every time. Yeah, I mean, like, there are a lot more K car than regular cars in Japan because streets are narrow. But if you are a new driver, and if you're not confident in driving, yeah, Norm particularly, he goes to narrow streets. He goes to the place that the car almost doesn't fit. So yeah, his choice. He doesn't have a choice. He has to get a K car. And also it looks good on camera too. Like having like a very like wide blah car, or like more like stylish compact car is like more good for the camera, right? And like good for videos. So I really miss your travel videos. Do I do travel videos? Did I do that? I'm not really a traveler, so I'm not sure. Like just visiting places, right? Not even like a travel. I think it's just like visiting few places. Yeah, just give me a list. You guys can just give me a list and I'll choose one from that list where to go. I'm not a big traveler, and once you travel to Tokyo and Kagoshima. Well, Tokyo, I kind of had to come. So for me, coming to Tokyo is not really a travel. Usually, like Norm said, like, oh, I need a little help shooting this video, and I go, right? Um, like, and Kagoshima. Why did I go to Kagoshima? I have no idea about that one. That just happened. Why did I go to Kagoshima? I mean, like, one, I just wanted to see the flight school. Like, I was like, I want to see airplane. And then I think his training, did he go training? He had to go to the training, right? Can't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, so like I've never been to Kagoshima. I want to go. I want to see the airplane, and he was like, "Oh, I have to go there anyway." And then that just timing just overlapped, so we went. So yeah. But I mean, now I'm in Tokyo, and I can access to so many places easier than before. So yeah, I might do a little bit of traveling, but like, I don't know. I'll see. I traveling doesn't come natural to me, to be honest. My family is not a traveling family. Like, we never ever traveled anywhere. So my parents are both from Ehime, and my dad is a teacher. Japanese teacher means they don't have any days off. So like when we have like a summer holiday or like Golden Week or something like that, my dad always at school. Like, he has to coach like club activities and things, like he has to take care of other kids, right? And then my mom had 3 kids, so she can't really, take everybody out, you know. And so we ended up like spending most of the time at home. The most activity that we would do is to go to the park. So we had a tradition that we would go on a family trip for like 2 days, like 1 night, 2 days, when we graduate from elementary school. Yeah, being a teacher in Japan is not really worth it. I wouldn't recommend it. It's underpaid, and it's a lot of work. You have to assume that you have to be working at least like 18 hours a day. But yeah, so we had a tradition, like when we graduated from elementary school, we would go on a like family trip. So, because like that's the only time that like everyone can get together and then do something together. But yeah, so like I have to kind of force myself that like, I have to go on a travel, right? I travel very light, so packing is fine. But yeah, teacher work for 6 hours a day. Wow, nice. Yeah, being a teacher, like if they're a civil servant, right? So they have to assume somewhat like overload of work, because half of it should be volunteer, it's civil servant. But come to the UK for a week. Yeah, I want to. My brother went, but I haven't, so I have to save up though. I spent a lot of money on moving to Tokyo. Technically, like I can't reveal everything, but like technically I am not working currently. I have my job in Ehime, which is the school. So I'm taking some money off of that, but if I take too much, that means the company would collapse. So I'm not taking that much money. And so I'm living off of my saving that I saved the past 10 years. But I don't just put all the money that I made into the bank account because they're like the Japanese interest is like 0.001% per year or something. And so of course I put into like set some money aside for investment, right? So that keeps happening. Every year I put certain money aside for investment. And I usually prepare everything before moving on to the next step. And I over prepared and my schedule is so tight and my mind is so like full of things, and so that I can't move it around even though I get a chance to do something. And that kept happening because I'm overly prepared. So that was fine. That helped me not go bankrupt. But that means I missed so many chances. I could have gone this, I could have done this. Like coming to Tokyo was one thing. Like I could have come to Tokyo way before. But I was like, but I'm not prepared enough. I haven't saved money enough. And like I haven't found like right job. Like what if I go to Tokyo and I like couldn't find a job and then like la 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 la. And then I trying to secure my business in Ehime so that that can like provide some like stream of income. But then this time I was like, you know what? I could prepare all of it. I could I found like multiple projects that I could be getting more money. But then I was like, well, if I do that, I will be pretty much tying myself down to those jobs. Because like, it's not like getting a part-time job. It's not getting a saying like, hi, I'm employed. It's like a contract between company and company when I land a job. So I can't just say like, oh, I feel like I'm changing my job. It's not gonna work that way. And so I am, I couldn't just like try out and yeah, literally, I'm like trying to explain right now. That I could find a translator job, I could find an interpreter job, I could find any sort of jobs. But what I'm doing is not like as a person, single person, as a knocking on a door. Hey, I need a part-time job. Hey, I need a full-time job. It's going to be a contract between company and a company, and so I can't hop around. Or it's not like I'm not a freelancer. I have a corporation. So when you have a corporation, you you can't you can't just like change your mind. It's a contract. And so I was like, you know what? Like I just want to go and I just want to see how things turn out. And yeah, I'm working on a few projects, but like those project needs like time to grow. And I seem to like it was like I think I came to Tokyo around the best timing of my life. If it was like 5 years ago, I don't have this patience. And I was like, okay, I'm not seeing any money coming in, and I'm just grabbing whatever I can grab. Because like with me being like bilingual and having a business background, I can pretty much get any job that I want at any like offices. like any sort of office job, I can just like grab it, right? I'll be instant hired, especially in Tokyo. But then I probably have lost a bigger opportunity. And so, right now I have like a little bit of patience. So I was like, you know what? I'm not running out of money tomorrow. I might be running out of money in like 6 months, but if I reach that point, I'll worry about money then, not now. So, but anyway, I've been live streaming way too long, way longer than I expected. It was so much fun, but I should probably hit the hay. I have a long day tomorrow, another week of work. So, thank you for joining. And well, one thing I learned from this is that I shouldn't live stream in both places. So, okie dokie. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time then. I'll do spontaneous live stream like this here and there. Bye.